Good morning, and I'm really happy to be here with you. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Mr. President, and thank you to the Communication Director of the Caribbean Union Conference for really having me here today to just spend some time with you looking at the media plan that you have here at the Caribbean Union Conference. Well, I know this conference spans quite a number of territories across the Caribbean, and with that, there is a huge digital footprint opportunity. Really, quite a number of opportunities um, to really develop and to grow what you have already started. You have quite a bit in place, and I want to commend you for that. You have reached quite a bit of persons, and today my aim is really to assist you um, by presenting some information that would help you grow this already established media presence and really increasing and improving your media strategy. So why are we really here? Well, the purpose of this assessment is to really evaluate your current digital communication landscape, really looking at your strengths. We will be looking at your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, really looking at the existing platforms that you have, the leadership initiatives that you have established. We'll be looking, as I said, at some of your weaknesses, uh, some inconsistencies we would have seen in branding, some under engagement of our young people, of your young people, really. And we will do that really by presenting a brief SWOT analysis. And we'll also present a recommendation or some recommendations that are really focused on your mission, recommendations focused on your mission, recommendations focused on uh, your cultural relevance, and really ensuring that your digital outreach really reaches far and wide to the audiences that you already have in place. So I want us to start by looking at current strengths, some current strengths that you already have um, as Karu, and we call you Karu for short. I know that's how you are normally referred to. So for Karu, there are some strengths. You have already established a great presence. You have a reputation across the Caribbean, and you are um, really engaging across the Caribbean in different ways, and you already have an established audience. So there's no challenge there in trying to find an audience because that's already established. You're already using platforms for live streaming. You do have a website. You have social media presence like Facebook and YouTube, and these are really good strengths to have in recent times. Uh, you would have initiated and taken part in the Tech Smart initiative, and that's a really, really great win for the organization. It really shows your determination, and it shows that you are committed to growing capacity and committed to building your regional communicators already. And what's really good about this initiative is that it incorporated um, countries from across the entire region and your leaders and your young people. And another strength that was recognized, which is really, really commendable, is that you are aligning your digital priorities really with the world church, really with the Seventh Adventist Church on a global level, trying to match and align with what the world church is looking to do and the direction that they are looking to go. Of course, those trends are great, but in examining and assessing the plan, we did see some challenges. There's some challenges that you're facing. some weaknesses, and there were some things that we wanted to point out, because even with the strengths, sorry, that you have, um, there are some weaknesses, and the strengths are being limited by some of these weaknesses. One of the most pressing concern that we have is the inconsistency with branding, and that inconsistency with messaging across the territories. In your union, we see that there are some countries and some regions that are very, very active. Some are very active online, some are very active in the social media space, very, very active. And then there are some very, very quiet. And this brings about fragmentation with your um, digital identity. It brings about challenges with your digital brand. Another major issue that I see, and that we saw as the company, as we looked and assessed your media presence, is really how the website is used. You do have a website, and that's commendable. Um, there are there are great assets on the website, great components, but generally it really lacks interactivity. Generally, there's not much engagement as there should be. There's not as much um, interactivity, especially across um, the multilingual um, space. There are many countries within your region um, with various languages, and you don't really provide great access. And really, most importantly, one of the biggest challenges seen really is the youth, really the future of the region and the future of even your organization. Um, they're not being engaged a whole lot on the website, and their absence in creating content and being part of the content strategy, I think is really a missed opportunity for growth and relevance. So we have looked at your strengths, and we are looking at the weaknesses, and we have established some of those. And we want to then move on to the opportunities that you have, the great opportunities, because in the digital space, opportunities continue to present themselves, especially when it comes to engaging the young people, and especially when it comes to engaging those communities that are multilingual. There are platforms like Instagram, there are the Instagram Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts that could assist in delivering impactful content. The opportunities are there for that. You also have a very unique opportunity to geo-target your content by creating regional and language specific programming. Yeah, you have the great opportunity with your French speakers and your Dutch speakers. Those territories provide opportunities for you as well. And then, in addition to that, there is great untapped potential in engaging the Caribbean diaspora in North America and in Europe. Um, Great opportunities for creating a year-round digital calendar that reflects local, regional, Caribbean uh, context, but also international moments, which create a much wider and better consistency in engagement. So many opportunities there, and of course, with opportunities, there are also threats. And Karoo faces great competition within its uh, religion of Adventism, and even from non-Adventist ministries. There are other Adventist ministries, other Adventist sites non-Adventists, and they also carry very high, highly engaging content, and content that is of high quality, well polished and well presented. And this uh, is a threat to the content that we see on your site and the content that we see on your social media. You also have the challenge with the audience experiencing content fatigue. You know, people are becoming more and more overwhelmed by information, and they're becoming disengaged, and that becomes a threat as well, to your digital presence. Of course, across the region, infrastructure becomes a challenge because there are many places that don't have internet accessibility. Internet usage is primarily for email and maybe WhatsApp, but really at the higher level of engaging through social media and creating content, um, you may have areas that have weak weak internet signal and access, and that poses a really real threat. Um, and of course, another threat then, it's the challenge with policy and ethics, and persons could easily damage your reputation, because many things are not managed properly, and some of these things are not understood, and right now there may not be enough policies in place to protect you from someone just using your content, using your information, and it becoming a challenge for you as well. So there are some threats out there. Of course, we would have covered strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I want to move on then to why we're really here, providing some recommendations to Karu, providing some great recommendations uh, to Karu. And I want to start then with what I think may be one of the most impactful recommendations, and that is creating a centralized content calendar. Uh, it allows you then to unify your messaging across conferences, and eliminates content duplication and inconsistencies. You want to be consistent um, in your content. A well structured editorial calendar would definitely provide some strategic direction for all your platforms. For all your platforms, your website, your social media platforms, it provides a great strategy for everyone going in the same direction. And I think that with this established, this becomes the backbone of your entire strategy for your digital presence online. It speaks then to the mission, and it speaks to the vision, and everyone across the region speaking with the same message, speaking with the same voice. And that's extremely important as you continue on this digital journey. Another very useful recommendation, I think, is really aimed at building deep emotional engagement. It is important that we engage, and that it be meaningful, and that it be based. It's emotional as well. Calling your audience to really spend that time thinking on the content that they're seeing, and I want to recommend for this that we build and launch a nice series. There are various series that can be launched in short form, story-based series. We have young people that could share short testimonies. Many times there are many great initiatives coming about through Karoo in different regions, but we only see from um, social media and from your site and from your YouTube, we see primarily the end product. It would be great then to provide a glimpse of the life of the church in the background. How do we get to these wonderful evangelistic campaigns? How do we get to the election of new officers? What happens in the background? What does the setup look like? What does the discussion look like? A great way to engage and to provide more content. We have many leaders across the region um, creating a devotional series across the region using the leaders. So an awesome recommendation for engagement and having Q&As, questions and answers to provide answers to questions that are pertinent and questions within the context of the Caribbean. And the recommendation for these videos really is that they be short, they be authentic, they be authentic in their flavor and created in such a way that it can be shared and they can be shared across your multiple platforms. A great way of reaching the young people is really by using these these ideas, because our young people spend time on the phone, spend time behind the screen, and this content will be a great way of reaching them. And of course, to add to that, involving the young people is another great way to really fix and improve the digital presence. Establish a youth team. The young people are at the heart of technology. They use it all the time. Establish a youth digital advisory team. Establish across all your territories, and allow the young people in your territories to create and to shape and to bring content that reflects what they are going through, and to bring content that speaks to their voice and that would engage other young people. And of course, it is known, and you know this through your social and through your spiritual engagement, that young people appeal to other young people. Young people bring young people. And once young people are involved, their friends and their peers and other young people will also want to get involved. So I think this is a great recommendation to assist in your continued growth. Of course, we mentioned earlier multilingual. There are countries and regions, uh, French and Dutch and Creole, and it would be great if your website, which is really that almost as the front door to people knowing about Karoo, it will be really awesome if it becomes more welcoming when persons of other languages across the region, when they go to the site, it should easily provide a way for them to engage with the site in their language, for them to engage in the site in their language for Bible sign up studies and for prayer requests, for devotionals, really providing that multi-language facility, so it engages every single region and every single person, no matter their language, really providing a really strong spiritual hub for every single person who is part of the Caribbean Union context. Great recommendations, I think, that can be implemented. And of course, implementing these recommendations will really allow you, Karoo, to move from just being in a passive digital place to really becoming active, to really show that active, purpose driven online ecosystem that I know that you want to achieve. And you are passionate about mission. So this is not just about an online presence. This is not just about digital communication, but it's really about having the mission of the Caribbean Union Conference established in a way where it could reach as many persons in your region and across the Caribbean. And as you shift in your strategy, as you improve your strategy, it would provide great discipline. It would provide you to connect. It would provide you opportunities to inspire and to be of even greater um, use in the area of evangelism, evangelizing in a digital space. This becomes a great opportunity for you as you implement carefully these strategies. It really was my pleasure being here with you this morning. Thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you for all that you're already doing. And I really hope that this opportunity serves um, as a catalyst. This presentation and this time spent with you serves as a catalyst for building a stronger, a more unified, um, a more engaging, mission driven digital presence for your organization, the Caribbean Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I am excited as we continue to work together. I look forward with great anticipation. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Karu. I'm excited to see how these recommendations are implemented, and I'm excited for us working together to establish these recommendations, even as we talk to it some more, even as we spend um, some time in our upcoming meetings to establish these things on a stage by stage basis. Of course, I understand it takes time and resources, and I am here to guide you. My team is also ready to guide you in whatever way we can to help you establish, to help you grow, to help you improve, and to help you to meet that God given mission to reach not just your region, but to reach the world with this great message. So thank you again for the opportunity, and may God bless the Caribbean Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Thank you.